Yo, what's going on? What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's your dog, Toddy, and with a video here. So, what we're gonna talk about here on this video, man, is we're gonna get into a article I seen. As I always do, I was on the internet streets, right, and I ran across I guess I'll call it an article or a prediction or whatever you want to call it from PFF. You know, you're a football fan, NFL, or any kind of football fan. I'm sure you are familiar with PFF. Interesting enough, PFF did their way too early 2024 NFL mock draft. So, being the Falcons fan that I am, quite naturally, I went and saw where they had the Falcons, or who they had the Falcons drafted. Interesting enough, they had us taking a quarterback, quarterback in the 2024 draft, and I laugh because quarterback is just such a polarizing topic within the Atlanta Falcons fan base. It's so polarizing and has been for quite some time. So even with me making this video, I'm sure some people gonna give me a lot of crazy feedback, some bad feedback, and they're gonna come for me. Because one thing I know about some Falcons fans, you talk about the quarterback, they're gonna come for you. So I'm sure they're gonna be clapping at me, I'm sure they're gonna be shooting the shots at me. But we're gonna discuss it anyway. But getting back to the topic of the video, and also before we get to the business, y'all make sure y'all like the video for your dog. You know what I'm saying? Just hit that like button for your dog. Also share the video as well. It helps me out, helps the channel out. And thank you very much in advance. So now let's get to the business. Again, PFF they did their mock draft, and they had the Falcons taking a quarterback. We're gonna look at this together here. They had us going with quarterback here. And in fact, let me blow up this a little bit. That way, everybody can see a little bit better. Let's see. All right, there we go. Now, first off, they got us drafting once again in the top 10. PFF does not have a lot of faith in the Falcons. Obviously, we would be picking in the top 10 again. I think that would make the fourth consecutive year. But they have us drafting in the top 10 once again. And they have us taking Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington. Now let's take a moment and read what they have here. They have if Penix can stay healthy, he can be a first round pick. He reminded us of that in his 2023 debut, earning an 86.3 passing grade with 3 big time throws, just 1 turnover worthy play, and a 78.4% adjusted completion percentage. He has one of the strongest arms in the country, and he's pairing that with experience and nuance at the position. Now, a couple things here. This kid does definitely have a big arm. He has a huge arm. So if you are a fan of quarterbacks with big arms, big cannons, a laser, Michael Penix Jr. is your guy. He's definitely your guy. We won't, because again, this is a way too early mock draft. We hadn't even played the first game yet. So I'm not finna sit here and break down scouting reports, anything of that nature. But one thing about him to keep in mind, he is a 6th-year senior. He has dealt with some injuries in his career. So that's one thing to keep in mind. He has dealt with some injuries, 6th-year senior. And also his age could play a part of this also. I think next year he's going to be 24 years old. So those are a few things to look at. But as PFF stated, like if this guy can stay healthy, he can definitely be potentially a top tier NFL quarterback, in the right system with the right personnel, the right coaching, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But they have us taking Michael Penix Jr. And I just thought it was interesting, and so to point that out. But they have us going with Penix, top 10 pick, and I'm just interested to know what everybody's thoughts would be on that, you know. And considering that Desmond Ritter doesn't work out, how do you feel like this would be if the Falcons were to take Penix in the draft? You know, do you like the kid? Do you dislike the kid? He plays at Washington, and also let's take a moment also to go over his stats. The first game they played this past weekend, they played Boise State, if I remember correctly, and he had 450 passing yards and 5 touchdowns, and he completed 72.5% of his passes. Last year in 2022, he had 4,641 passing yards. He had 31 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. So again, this is the kid can potentially be a stud, but again, the injury concerns are there. That's definitely a valid concern. And then also his age. I think he's going to be 24 years old in next year's football season. But tell me your thoughts. You know, is this something that you would like if the Falcons drafted a quarterback, or do you think this is just a bad idea totally? You don't like what you see from Michael Penix Jr. Let me know that as well. But as always, let's discuss this. Let's chop it up in the comments because I'm interested to hear what everybody thoughts. Because, like I say, the quarterback position in this fan base is always, always, always an interesting topic of conversation. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll see y'all the next time I see y'all. Peace out.